Okay, I've got it on Pro 0, iron discriminant 0, target all the way up, full batteries. All right, there's a lot of nice midtones in here, like right there. So more than likely that's iron. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go through here and I'm going to try to pull the big stuff first, because I'm trying to date this place. I want to see if this is the Mauzy house or if this is the Hook house. If this is 1700 artifacts or if this is early 1800 artifacts. It might be both. Okay. All right. What shall this be? It looks like, well, I don't know what that is. I mean, it looks like it's a quartz piece of iron, some holes. I thought maybe it might be, oh, there we go. Okay, there, now it makes more sense. It looks like it could have been a hinge, maybe a hinge to an old door. And I've got a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of chatter in this ground right here. So I'm going to be doing a lot of digging in here. There's a lot of midtones. And I suspect we're going to find a lot of this because the house stood here and they tore it down, and so there's probably just a lot of nails and a lot of high squeaks in here. But you know what, I'm happy about this because it means I'm right on the site. We just need something that can date it. All right, let's keep going. Okay, you guys, I pulled the plug, popped it out. Here's the hole, and I see something right there. Is that a buckle? Boy, sure shaped like a buckle. Is it a buckle? Could be. It's actually a piece of lead, which is odd. You can see where it's breaking apart there. It's old. How old is it? I don't know. What is it from? Here, let me pull up here. I have no idea. I mean, it literally is falling apart. I don't know what this is. We'll set this aside. I'll have you guys take a look at it. You tell me. I mean, it's shaped like an old buckle, but it doesn't look like any old buckle I've ever seen. And it's either lead or it's pewter. Because you can see the metal right there. Let me pull you right up there. All right, let's keep going. Okay, I pulled it out. I haven't looked at it. It's right here. I think I see it right now. Okay, you know what this looks like? Okay, this looks like a boot or shoe eyelet or an old grommet of some sort. Is that what it is? You can see the groove right there. It rang high, and it rang high because it's circular, and this is brassy. It is a brassy metal item. You get here where you can see it. Okay, I thought it was a button. I was hoping it was a button, but I'm sure we'll find a button before the day's out. Let's keep going. All right, you guys, I tell you, I find a ring at every dig site I go to, and it's amazing how versatile rings are. No doubt in my mind, this is hand forged. I'll let you guys take a look at it. It's stretched, so it's been in use, but you can see the workings of it. I have no clue what this went to. I'm sure that it was missed. It didn't break. Something else attached to it broke. But whatever was attached to it, I can see it from up here. Can you see that? So it's an old iron ring. It's old. It's really cool. Now, it's not horse tack. You know, the big horse tack ones I find, there still could be horse tack. But I do not know what purpose this served. But this is cool. Alrighty, let me pull this up to where you guys can see it. Alright, you see it? Let's keep going. Alright, I pulled this hole out, brought this out, and I found this brick with it. And then this brick, if you can see here, there's this dark band, and it looks like, to me, ash from a fire. So either this brick was in a fireplace or part of the chimney, or this house burned down. And this is a piece of the roof, a tin of the roof, and you can see where the nail or the screw was pulled out. So you see the hard edge? You see where the nail came out? So I think this was part of the roof, but that tells me that the artifact layer is down about, it's about 10 to 12 inches. So hopefully we'll find some good things that have worked themselves up over time and not worked themselves down. All right, let's keep going. Found an interesting artifact. Look at this. I wonder if this can help me date the house. What? 1941, I already see it. November 41, West Virginia. That's an old West Virginia plate. It says November 1941. It's very interesting, but it's not what we want. We'll keep looking, but that is very interesting. All right, so World War II era. And it looks like there's some pottery in here. Plate maybe, piece of a plate. You know, it's not speaking to me 1800s old yet. So let's keep going. All right, I just popped the plug. It was a solid 65. Didn't know, I've been pulling a lot of pop tops, pull tabs, bottle caps. I'll show you guys all that in the wrap up. But I pulled out my second shovel and I see something right here and it looks green. Let me zoom in here. Could be junky. Oh, holy cow, what is that? All right, let me set you guys up. Let me set you guys up here. Let me take a look at this. Okay, this is a shotgun shell. This is it says UMC up here, new club. So this is about 1900 to 1910. And look how this was bent. This was purposefully bent to this shape. So it is brass. Unfortunately, it is a shotgun shell. But isn't that interesting? That's interesting. All right, let's keep going. All right, you guys, I found my first older artifact. Can you guys see that? Can you see it? It's in really bad shape. But as soon as I pull it closer to you, you're going to recognize it. All right, now do you recognize it? Okay, let's take a look at this. For those of you guys who've seen my past videos, you know what this is. This is the top of a lantern. This is the top. This is the turn piece right here. So that is actually a good artifact. This is what we're looking for. Stuff like this. Of course, buttons and coins are helpful, and we want to see some of those. But I am actually happy to even see these kind of artifacts. All right, that's awesome. You could actually see where the wick comes through. Can you see this? Can you see where the wick comes out right there? Right there. A lot of times you'll find these digging, but you won't find this other piece to it. But this is where the wick feeds up through and comes out. And so that's the top of an oil lamp. Awesome, let's keep going. All right, pop the plug. It pulled right out. Now, do you see it right there? I know exactly what this is. I'll bring it up here for you guys to see. This is, I believe, another part to that lantern. It's brass. You know, it's all one piece. This is bent down. I don't know what that is. If you guys know what this is, please let me know. I thought it was a part of that lantern that we found just right up there. It still could be. I think that's what it is. I think this is a piece of the lantern. All right, not bad. I'll check around here, see if there's anything else in here. If there is, I'll bring you back. If not, we'll just keep going. Okay, I seem to find one of these about every site too. You see the ring here? This is what I think is a part of a wagon ring. And this comes off of a hub of a wagon. And yeah, so you see these little divots here? This would go on the wood, and this would hold it on the wood. So we'll come back to this. The house, I believe, stood right here where this big tree is, and this is a big walnut tree. The owner tells me that the house stood around in here by this walnut tree. I want to take you across the road because I'd mentioned in my opening monologue the raceway to a mill, and we are right here. Okay, so you see this right here by the road. This is a water course raceway. The mill actually stood down here. There's foundations to it. It's not on today's dig, so I'm not going to go to that, but I'm going to show you. And here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you can see this, but there was a mill pond right here. This was all dug out, and there's a mill pond here. So there's a creek back over here. They brought the water in here, and they could have stored logs in this run here. And but there definitely was a pond here. You can see the head wall of it right over there. And right here is a water course that was man-made back in the 1800s. I'm told early 1800s, right here. And hopefully this will be another day's dig. Okay, but anyway, we'll set this thing aside. It tells our story. I think this was the old Pioneer Road right here, and the wagons pulled in right here to this house. So we're going to keep going. Got a solid 80 right here. Oh, nope, I see it right there. Okay, you guys see it? Nope, that's not a rock. Hey, what else we got in here? That's a piece of pottery. Okay, let's see. I'll let you guys hear this because it sounds pretty good. Okay, so it's gonna be right in here. It's gonna be right in here. So I'm gonna dig this out. All right, did we get it? Did we get it? Oh yeah, we did. I see it. You guys see that? You see it? Right there. It is a harmonica reed. I call these a West Virginia mountain instrument. And look, this has been folded over. So I'm not gonna, it's probably gonna break. So I'm not gonna bend it anymore. You guys see that? That's a harmonica reed. So this and the lantern find are the best finds I've found so far. But I'm happy about that, and I'll take that. So let's keep going. Right there. You guys see anything? See anything at all? It's going to be right in here. Is that it? Yeah, that might be it. Holy cow, this is heavy. Look, it's white. This is lead. This is a gigantic piece of heavy lead. No clue what that went towards or onto or for, but it looks like it went inside a pipe. So I think this was part of a braking mechanism on an old wagon. What do you guys think? Think I could be a braking mechanism on an old wagon? It's lead. That's not bad. It was close to the ground, or I'm sorry, close to the surface. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. Can you guys see that? Let's take a look. I mean, it just plopped right out. When I turned it over, it's a piece of jewelry. Let's take a look. You guys see that? That's a good find. All right, I'm excited about that. And this one around it, so very interesting piece. Not unusual. I don't know if it's unusual, but it's very different in seeing this in two pieces. But I think that has to do with the door. And, you know, even on the backside, there's a lot of fancy there. Can you guys see that? There's a lot of fancy there. So I'm going to clean this up. I think this is a beautiful piece. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm excited about that. All right, let's keep going. All right, I just popped the plug, pulled it over, and I see green. Do you guys see that? It's either a coin or it's a button. If this is a button, this will be my first. You know what? It's neither of those things. Look at that. This is a shotgun shell, and it's brass. But look at the patina on that. I have never in my life seen a shotgun shell with that kind of patina. Let's see what make it is. UMC. Okay, this is a UMC. And a UMC, let me just tell you guys a little bit about UMC. If you've seen, it's a new club. So it's a UMC new club. UMC was purchased by Winchester around 1910. So this predates 1910. And my suspicions are it's going to be around 1892 to 1902. So even though that's not a coin or a button, it's got beautiful patina on there, it's still old. It's a shotgun shell that's old and predates the Winchester shotgun shell. So we'll keep that. I'll take a photo of that. I've just never seen anything so green like that. All right, let's keep going. Pulled the plug out. I think I see it. Right there. What is it? What is it? You guys see it? Alright, what is that? Looks like a big old dandy button. Well, it's not a dandy button. At least I don't think it is. You know, I think, look at that. All right, you guys. What is that? Do you see the fancy around there? There's a lot of fancy around there. It's copper. You see that? That's copper. Looks like it's got an attachment up there. Maybe a key. Maybe this was a locket, you think? I think it could be. I thought it was a dandy button when I just looked at it there, but it's not a dandy button. It definitely, to me, is a skeleton key. You know, something that a key would go into. But it's pretty, and I look forward to cleaning that up, taking some photographs, and showing you guys what it looks like at the end of the video. All right, let's keep going. This has probably been my best squeaker all day. It is 91 to 94. Is it silver? Is it silver? It is. You can tell it's been bent over. You see that? It was on something and it was bent over. Well, man, I tell you what, it had my heart beating there. I'd love to have been for that to have been a nice big old silver walking Liberty. But you know what? We still could find her somewhere in this yard. That's why we keep on looking. All right, look at this little piece of fancy I pulled out of the ground. Let me pull you over here where the sunshine is. It looks like, could that have been on a cabinet door? I think it could have been. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that. But they don't make stuff like this anymore, do they? I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, you can see all the fancy on there. It's just a piece of artwork is what that is. I mean, it's a door hinge. No doubt that's a door hinge. And probably on a cabinet. Probably, you know, it could have been on a a bureau or chest of drawers, and the handle went right here. So the handle went right there. Maybe the handle's still in here. It's lead. It feels lead. I don't know if it is, but we'll clean that up and find out. But man, that's just beautiful. All right, great find. Let's keep going. Okay, you guys, it's round. It's lead. Is it a button or is it a lid? It's kind of odd. It is. It's lead. It's round. I have no clue what this is. Actually, this feels like pewter. It's old. This piece is old. Very interesting. I have no idea what this is, but that actually could be tomback. You see that? Is there writing on there? Yep. You know, this is, I think this is a piece of old tomback. That's a great find right here. Yep, that's a good find. Pulling a picture here for you. All right, that's awesome. Let's keep going. It looks brassy. It looks like a buckle maybe. Don't know. I'll let you guys look. I think it is a buckle. And if that is a buckle, I am delighted to death. Looky here. Is that a buckle? Oh, it's a buckle. Yes, sirree. It is a buckle. Brass buckle. And this brass buckle, gotta be careful it doesn't break it. This is, you know, this is brass. This ring here is brass. You can see the patina on it. Let me pull out of the sun here. There's patina, and this is iron. So this is an iron buckle. And see the shape of it? See how sharp that is? So this is pretty old. And I will clean this up. There we go. Looky there. That's awesome. And I told the owner that everything that I have been finding has been in this part of the yard. And this part of the yard is actually very, very chattery. He said when he moved in here, when he had his house built and he moved in here, this was a garden. I told him, I said, well, there could have been a barn here, but everything I'm finding over here has not been iron. It's been brassy stuff. Drawer pulls, escutcheon plates, hinges, fancy. I think there was a house that stood here. It may not have been a log house, but I think there was a house that stood here. And I think there's going to be more in this ground. I told him I've got to leave here probably in another hour. I would love to come back here and take it a little slower, take my time, because there's a lot of chatter in here. But I'm real happy with that. Hope you guys are too. Let's keep going. All right, you guys. It could be a button. I don't know. And I have yet to find a button today. And I don't know if this is a button. I pulled the plug out, took the Garrett carrot, fiddle-faddled around, and I see it here. And I'm going to take off. I have not looked at it. I just picked it up. But you guys tell me what this is. It's old. There's a design on there. Oops. Okay, there's a number on there. It says 7196. 7196. 7196. Can you guys see that? 7196. It's brass and it went on something. I have no clue what this is. Very interesting piece. Very interesting. I'll ask Julian what he thinks it is, but I have no clue. If you guys have any idea, if you've ever seen anything like this, and it looks like, you know, it went into wood right there. I don't know. Tell me what it is. The owner just brought out some of the artifacts he has found here on his farm. All right, why don't you walk us through everything you have here. Let me pull it down. I need to get your plate in my lens here. You're fine. No, you're fine. Okay. Okay, so your iron. Let's start off with this. What did you say this was?
Well, I think it's an oil lamp.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
the globe went right there.
I don't know what that is, but it fit right in my hand like it was a hide scraper. It's
well, let's
shale.
See if it's been worked. Yeah, I can't really tell. Maybe. You guys, does that look like it's Indian? But he's got some stuff here much older than Native American.
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh my gosh. You know what?
Trilobites.
You got a military button right there.
This came out of this garden.
Okay, so this actually goes with what I just told my fans. I think there was a house that stood right here. I think there was a house stood here. The artifacts that I have found in here indicate there is a home here. And I think it is from this time period. This is Civil War.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Yep, that's Civil War. Okay. And I think this is from the Civil War time period.
I can't tell anything on that.
Well, it's dropped. I can tell you that. It's been dropped because it's not been fired. But you can see, now here's interesting. You see that divot in the top?
Yeah.
So it was jammed down into the musket barrel.
Yeah.
You see that? It was jammed down in the musket barrel. And you can almost see the ring right here at the top where it fit over that. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
That's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I say, the trilobites, look how they glisten. Now, all kind of clam shells through here. But that was very interesting because it had something else that came out of it that I don't know. I don't recognize that. That's some type of
an animal of some sort, isn't it? Or
sure
root.
Is.
Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I mean, these are probably 300 or 400 million years old.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And
clam
wow, look at that. Look at that, you guys. Is that awesome or what? That is the whole clam. Oh, that is awesome. Where did you...
I found those out here. All these clamshells I found on the farm.
Okay.
Most of them coming from this garden here.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Turn it around, look at it.
Yeah, this is a geode, I think.
Well, and then it looks like a...
Yeah, a geode.
Yeah.
This is probably a geode, and it was hollow inside, and it probably had crystals in there. So I think that's a geode. And that looks like another trilobite.
Another clamshell.
Clamshell, look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh man, look at that. That's just incredible. It's just amazing how old this stuff is. I mean,
and I don't find much of this.
That's flint.
But to go with that.
Yeah, this is Native American. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
This is Native American. Oh man.
These came from right here in the garden.
Oh man.
And this one.
All right, you guys, this is awesome. Okay, I'm going to get some photographs. Oh, sorry about that, Julian.
My wife just found this one, and I'm pretty sure that's a different type. I think
that's a spear point.
Yeah, it's a spear point.
That's a spear point. You don't mind me getting photos of all this, do you?
No.
Oh. You guys, I mean, this day I'm going to have to cut short. I don't even know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
Probably about 2:45.
So I'm going to have to get out of here soon. Do you guys think I should come back? Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, I spent the first part of the morning over here where the old cabin is, but I think this is the hot spot right over here.
Yeah, I don't remember a building or a house here. I believe you know what you're digging.
Yeah.
I know there was a log cabin there.
Yeah.
And the log cabin was hauled up, the parts to it were hauled up right over the woods line.
Back where the graveyard is.
To the right of it,
Okay.
there's a corner of the fence.
Yep, I know where it's at.
Right behind that, maybe 30 yards is where all the logs from the log cabin were hauled up. And anything from the log cabin, just all taken up there and dumped.
And maybe I can check around that little seep and then back up there where that cabin was taken to.
Yeah, that place down here that was the spring house, it was all stone and many different iterations of lumber on top of it, but it was all stone, and then it was cracking up, so they just pushed it in and buried it.
Okay. You guys, I have not showed you that. That will be in part 2 when we come back. And I'll show you guys where he's talking about and where I think a spring was and why I believe a house stood right here. And I'm pretty convinced that that's the case. Well, I know that this site is historic. It's I think it's from the Hook family. I think it's after the Mauzy family, but I think there is another cabin here somewhere. And that's going to be the Mauzy Cabin, and that'll be in the 1700s to early 1800s. The Mauzys, they're there. The Peter Mauzy, he's buried up there, and then he sold the Hook Tavern to the Hooks.
Right.
And so the Hooks, this is where they lived. This is where they're buried as well. I think the Hook house was right here, and I think this will complement the videos that you guys have already seen by now. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to do a wrap up because I'm going to have to call it a day. And if you don't mind, Julian, I'd love to come back out. I'd like to take my time and maybe hit this a little better.
Sure.
And maybe hit some of this other stuff. But
sure.
Man, I appreciate it.
Sure.
All right. All right, you guys, you hang on. We'll do a wrap up and then we'll get. We have found, you're going to see, is quite a bit of stuff. Quite a bit of stuff. Some good stuff here. I'm going to show you. You guys have seen most of this. And you've seen most of this, and this is just really cool, really awesome. But he brought out some more, and look at that. Oh, that is an arrow point right there. Yeah, let me pull my gloves off. Okay, Julian said he found this stuff here, right over here in this yard. Some around here, but most of it right here. Now, Julian had a garden here and he plowed this, so all of this stuff has come up to the surface and he pulled it out of the ground, and that's really cool. So the ground is really full of iron here. There's a lot of noise, a lot of stuff, and it's all mixed in because it's been plowed. So I think we should come back, and I think we should take our time and maybe try to find some of this stuff, and this is really cool stuff. So Julian, why don't you tell us, you know, what some of these things are, so my audience, who from our, you know, around the world, can see what you found here.
Well, here's 2 more points that that I got from right out here. That's made of something. I think that's the head of it right there.
Yep.
I think it goes like that.
Yep. Oh, that's cool.
But it's been worked.
Yeah, definitely.
And this one as well. And all these points would have come from right out here in the garden.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
This came from the garden.
That's flintlock.
Uh-huh.
It's a flintlock musket. And you know what? I mean, could that have gone with the... Is it from the same time period, guys? That old Civil War... You know, I don't know my bullets because I'm too new to this hobby. You know, but everyone out there, they'll know what that is. They'll know if that's a Gardner or 2-ringer or what. Definitely Civil War. This is what they call a general service button. It was worn by both the North and the South.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh. And it's Scoville. On the back of that it says Scoville, and it's typically made up in New Hampshire or Vermont, I believe. And he found this, and this looks like a latch for furniture.
Either here or in the back when I had the garden in the back.
Okay. Yep.
That didn't look that old to me, but
It's old. I mean, definitely 1800s.
And that here's key a skeleton came from out here in the front.
Okay, now, could that key have fit some of the stuff that I found? Doesn't fit that. Does it fit that? Maybe turn? It could. Go on there and turn. Maybe. But you know what? That looks old to me. That is a skeleton key. You know, I wonder why they call them skeleton keys.
I don't know.
Does it look like a skeleton up there?
Well, maybe I guess it's for a closet where people keep their skeletons.
yeah. All right.
Here's some questions for you. This came from here in the yard somewhere.
Yep.
Glazed on that side.
Crock. It's crock.
That side.
Yeah, it's crock, and I actually found a piece of it right over here. This is another. That's maybe the same thing. See, that's a crock.
And what is that? I found that here somewhere. I'm almost sure.
That is interesting.
I don't know what it is. You know, maybe I picked it up somewhere else, but I think it came from here.
Yeah, it looks cut, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It looks worked. I mean, that's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Look at that. It's stone. I mean, it's stone. You guys, if any of you know what kind of stone that is, but look, I mean, you could almost see through it. That's a beauty. That's a gorgeous piece of rock. Don't know. It's quartz of some sort or some kind of rock. If you guys know what kind of rock that is, maybe it's flint that they used to make arrowheads, and they just didn't make an arrowhead out of that.
Could have been. It's awful flat though, like it's been cut. Now this, I just found that it has an interesting rock. So I don't know if it's pyrite in it or what it is in it.
Yeah, it looks like it has some crystal in there. Yeah, look at that. You know, probably billions of years old.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
That's cool.
And this, just another rock that I found interesting, and feel the weight of it.
Oh my gosh. What is that? And it's been cut. Look at that. It's been cut. That's been cut. Man, what is that? You guys, I mean, this rock is heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like dead lead.
Yeah.
Maybe it's ore. Maybe there's ore in there. It's green.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some ore in that. Cool.
And this I just brought. You can keep that. It's got some clamshells in it.
Okay. I'll give that to my son. Okay, you guys. You've seen everything. I'm going to clean this up. I'll clean up the good stuff, what I call the good stuff, the brassy stuff. I'll clean this up. I'll take photos. You'll see them, the finds, at the end of the video.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I normally don't always bring the landowner into my videos, but sometimes I do when I feel that they complete the story. And I think the things that you have found complement and complete the story for us. 1800s, I am firmly believing that this house here is 1800s. Now, this house over here will look more, but the things that I have found over there is also pointing to 1800s.
Yeah.
So,
underneath mine might be a 1700.
Yep. There is 1700s up here. We know it.
Yeah.
Because the graveyard here shows that. So we're going to find that. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you guys had fun. And I hope you enjoyed the story, part 1 and part 2. And if you guys want us to come back out, we'll come back out.
Come on back out.
Come on back out. All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode.